this. April 23, 1965, in the heart of Naga City, Maria Leonor Santo Tomas Herona is born into a legacy of unbreakable integrity. Her father, Antonio Herona, a principled lawyer and judge at the Naga City Regional Trial Court, lived a life of fearless honesty. Her mother, Salvacian Santo Tomas, a passionate teacher, ignited in young Leni an unquenchable fire for education and selfless service. She charges through the University of the Philippines Diliman, earning her Bachelor of Arts in Economics in 1986. Fresh from graduation, she takes her first job as a researcher at the Bicol River Basin Development Program, where she meets Jesse Robredo, the program director. Their connection sparks instantly. A whirlwind romance begins, leading to courtship and marriage in June 1987, just a year after they met. Together, they build a simple, humble family life in Naga City, raising 3 daughters amid a deep commitment to public service. Undeterred by family responsibilities, she claims her law degree from the University of Nueva Cáceres in 1992. When the 1992 bar exam knocks her down because she took it unprepared amid the relentless demands of being a politician's wife, mother to a young daughter, and a teacher, she rises fiercer. After years of balancing family, life, and responsibility, she retakes it, triumphs in 1997, and dives headfirst into alternative lawyering with Saligan, Centro ng Alternatibong Lengga Panligal. There, she becomes a fierce champion for the marginalized, most memorably marching shoulder to shoulder with the Sumilao farmers in their epic battle for land rights. Then tragedy strikes in 2012. DILG Secretary Jesse Robredo dies in an unexpected plane crash. In 2013, after losing her husband, Leni explodes onto the political stage. She storms the 3rd District of Camarines Sur as representative and crushes the mighty Villafuerte dynasty in a breathtaking landslide. 102,694 votes to their 31,364, a massive 71,330 vote margin. 2016, the nation holds its breath. Leni Robredo seizes the vice presidency with 14,418,817 votes, edging out her closest rival by a razor-thin 263,473 votes, less than 1% of the total. Defiantly, she declares, "The last man standing is a woman." A seismic victory for women, for hope, for the Philippines. Critics unleash the savage Leni Lugal meme to mock her. But Leni, she flips the script, turning humble Lugaw into a blazing symbol of service to the forgotten, especially during the darkest days of the pandemic. With the tiniest government budget imaginable, her office of the vice president dazzles 4 straight years, 2018 to 2021, of the Commission on Audit's highest honor, an unqualified opinion, proving unmatched transparency and rock-solid efficiency. Her groundbreaking leadership earns global acclaim, including Thailand's Honorary Outstanding Woman Award of the Year 2016 for Women's Empowerment and the Most Influential Filipino Woman of the World Award. COVID crashes like a storm. With 0 dedicated funds, Leni unleashes innovation and heart. Bayanihan E-Konsulta delivers life-saving teleconsultations to thousands trapped at home. Vaccine Express roars to life. Free shuttles racing people to vaccination sites, safe housing for exhausted frontliners. Her powerhouse, Angat Buhay, rallies an astonishing 520 million pesos in private donations through 370 partner organizations, flooding the most vulnerable with livelihood kits, disaster relief, and education. Trolls hurl venom online, but Leni stands tall. Real leaders don't hide. They show up, they fight, they lift the nation when it hurts the most.
Tao, hindi dapat ang lumalapit sa gobyerno. Pag ako nanalo, ang gobyerno na ang lalapit sa mga tao.
Leni ditches the old yellow for vibrant pink, a bold banner of inclusivity, love, and unbreakable unity. As an independent, she unleashes the volunteer-fueled Kakampink tsunami, millions rising across the archipelago. Her battle cry, Mas radical ang magmahal. It is more radical to love. Sets hearts ablaze, sparking hope in every corner. She garners 15 million votes in a historic run against Bongbong Marcos. Though victory slips away, the pink movement births something unstoppable, a new wave of active citizenship. From its ashes rises Angat, the NGO carrying her torch of people-powered transformation, proof that the battle for a better Philippines rages on. Leni's greatest triumph? 3 extraordinary daughters carrying the flame forward. Nica, Jessica Marie, conquers Harvard's John F. Kennedy School with an executive master in public administration. Trisha, Janine Patricia, a licensed doctor, battles on the pandemic front lines before claiming a coveted residency at Harvard Medical School's Brigham and Women's Hospital. Jillian Therese, storms New York University on full scholarship, double majoring in biomolecular science and psychology. These aren't just daughters. They're the next generation of fearless, integrity-driven leaders, forged in their mother's unbreakable spirit. Post-vice presidency, Leni soars globally. Hauser Fellowship at Harvard, Rockefeller residency in Italy. Then, the full circle moment. May 2025. Leni charges back to Naga City, running for mayor, and delivers a historic landslide. Over 84,000 votes pour in, crowning her the city's first female mayor in a stunning show of trust. Her Tsinelas leadership, grounded, transparent, deeply connected, proves humility and excellence can transform a city. Leni Robredo's story blazes with service, unbreakable resilience, and the fierce conviction that every Filipino deserves dignity and opportunity. The 2022 presidential dream didn't crown her, but it awakened a nation. Her influence roars on, inspiring generations to demand honesty, transparency, and compassion in leadership. Her trailblazing work has earned international honors, from Thailand's honorary Outstanding Woman Award to the Golden Peacock Award of Excellence, Outstanding Bicolano recognition, and multiple honorary doctorates, including Doctor of Philosophy and Economics from Ateneo de Manila University and Doctor of Humanities from Ateneo de Naga University. Solid proof that integrity and compassion change the world. The journey continues. The fight endures. And Leni Robredo? She's still leading, with heart, with fire, with hope.